The Nittany Lions and the Buckeyes, a rivalry born of one side setting the standard and the other trying to climb the mountain. And we are on the cusp of dotting the I on a great clash in this one. Welcome to the home of the Penn State Nittany Lions, Beaver Stadium in State College, Pennsylvania. As we'll see a team looking to make it back to the CFP this year, the Ohio State Buckeyes, taking on a participant from the playoff last year, the Penn State Nittany Lions. 3A Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, here with David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Guys, let's get this thing rolling. The Nittany Lions will kick it off to get us underway. And as the ball makes its way into the end zone, it'll be a touchback. They'll bring it out to the 25. The lone back. A collision, and he stopped at the 27 after picking up one. It's hard to find a place these days that the Big Ten doesn't touch geographically, but there's a lot of crossover with the Big Ten and Big 12 and plenty of bragging rights on the line when their schools meet.
You think about Nebraska, once upon a time being in the Big 12, now in the Big 10 too. These conferences also recruit in similar areas too. So this game is interesting, David, because a lot of these players, they're familiar with each other from high school.
Yeah, and I tell you, from experience, you hate that. Like, you get to know each other, you go to the other school, like, you're now my enemy. You're not my friend anymore. So a chance to prove it, a chance for the Big 12, who's been kind of pillaged and pulled apart at times, sometimes by the Big 10. Let's go out and make a statement today.
This crowd bringing the energy and noise early. Direct snap. Drag down, but they'll move the sticks for a first down.
Every offensive coordinator in the country, they come in the game, they have a script. They have a couple plays they want to go through to get their team settled in, get down and get in good third down situations, execute on third down. Nice start on this opening drive by the offense.
The Buckeyes will snap it on 1st and 10. Power football with the run. They say all games count the same, but you get to this portion of the season and a chance to win a top 10 battle like this carries a little extra weight.
And whoever keeps the top 10 number beside their name after this game will have earned it, because these two teams are very talented, David. We're now at the midpoint of the season. We're starting to get an idea of who these teams are. We're going to find out a whole lot more here today.
Yeah, dang right. How much implications down the road does this have? But how about you get an idea of exactly where you stand right in the middle of the season, playoffs down the road, make your statement here today.
To the air on 2nd down. He's got it. Found enough room to get it into enemy territory. They're down at the 43-yard line.
Yeah, and listen, I'm going to move this guy everywhere. He's in the slot this time, but I'm not going to let the defense understand where he's lining up so they can double team him, put him in the slot, put him out wide. Either way, find this guy early and often.
And the Buckeyes have this offense rolling. feet. And I think they'll give him 2 on that one, 2nd and 8 coming up.
And you can tell the QB wants to run. He's going to be a big part of the game plan, and the defense really, really understands that. I got to understand, and more importantly, when I get a lick on this cat, I got to take it. Like, not dirty, not cheap shots, but end-of-the plays, when I can be physical and really make him feel me, I think that'll always bode well in the fourth quarter game.
This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain.
And these little touch passes, man, they're just the easiest completions ever for quarterbacks. Palmer, I bet you would have loved being able to just flip it forward. That counts as to your completion percentage, which is good. And then it's all run after the catch, so pretty easy for a QB.
You wouldn't have been the only All-American in this booth, David, if I were allowed to have push passes when I was playing quarterback. I'll tell you that. It is so hard to defend. It's so hard to seal that edge, especially when this guy's full speed ahead coming around the outside.
They'll make the stop about 3 yards short of the first down. On 4th down, looking for the completion. He's got it, 1st down and more. They make the stop, and he'll have enough yardage for a 1st down.
Really nice job by the offense. Hey, man, trust your guys, right? We got all these analytics on 4th down, say to go for it. They trust their quarterback. He gets it done with the completion and gets the big 1st down.
You can barely hear yourself thinking here as they're trying to get this defense off to a good start. On the run, it's Rossi. He's stopped after a 1-yard pickup at the 25. These two Blue Bloods really didn't become rivals until Penn State joined the Big Ten in the early 90s. We really sensed that Ohio State has been a bit of a measuring stick for Penn State.
I think we always talk about Penn State. We talk about winning the big games, and how do they play against Ohio State, a big rivalry. Palmer, it seems like they're always there. They're always in the game, but do they find a way to break through and win this rival?
Yeah, it's always so close, too. You think back to Woody Hayes and you think back to Joe Paterno. For years and years and years, when these two teams play, it is so physical. There's so much talent. It could go any way. This is one of the more fun games to watch every season.
The Buckeyes have it in scoring position on 1st and goal. Here's the snap, looking to throw. And the physical play there forces the incompletion on 1st down.
Well, they were trying to sneak him out of the backfield that time into the passing game, but that did not fool anybody on defense. What a hit, forcing that incompletion.
These fans raising the volume on 2nd and goal. Back to pass. Unleashes to the end zone. Picked off. What a play by this defense. Inside the 50. Inside the 30. The 10. And he will roll into the end zone. Touchdown, Penn State.
And that's a great job by the defender there, back in his own end. He knew he had to make a play. He jumped the route, caught it, and he takes it all the way back. Forget flipping the field. How about scoring a touchdown?
And they add the extra point to finish the drive. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And there will be no return on this one as the ball bounds into the end zone. Drive starts from their own 25-yard line. Going right to work up top. Got it in the middle. It's Rossi. Breaks into the open. Stopped him at the 41, but that's a big pickup of 15. The Buckeyes headed quickly to the line.
All right, defense, you got to turn the page. You just gave up an explosive play through the air, but here comes the offense going quickly. You got to get lined up now and get ready for another one.
Fires to the middle. And it's incomplete. If you're going to take a hit like that, you might as well hang on to the ball.
Well, that looked like it was going to be a completion, but how about the defender making the hit and forcing the incompletion?
Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on second down. After the incompletion, back to the passing game. Here comes the heat. They get to him as he throws.
Well, the offensive line has got to give him at least a little bit of time to survey the field. He had no chance that time, getting hit almost immediately after he got the ball.
Just enough time for one more snap before the end of the quarter. On third and long, trying to have a big completion here. Got a man, it's Rossi. They get him on the ground, and with that, we'll head to the second quarter. We've come to the end of the quarter, and it's Penn State on top. We've put one in the books. Let's have a look at our game summary. Heading in the opposite directions now as we crank it up in the second. And the Buckeyes will send out the punt unit. The punter going to get his first work of the afternoon. Sends his first one of the day on its way, and that matches the number of appearances he had in that win last week. And the punt team gets down there and gets the return man on the ground. They'll go with a direct snap. Gets it out to the 25-yard line, a gain of 3. Solid pickup of 4 on first down and 2nd and 6.
A nice job being gap sound by this defense. And here you go. Watch what this offense does. They'll get right back on the ball.
Turning it on! Good, solid pickup on that one. They've got it out to the 40, and it's first down.
I like the running back there on the route, the patience he showed, really setting it up. He got to the defender, was able to put his foot in the ground, get some separation, catch it, and turn upfield for the first.
The offense lines up at the 40. They've got a first down. Looking to throw on first down. Pressure coming. Got a man in the middle. Offense on the move. A big play there. Gets it to the 30.
That's what's so scary about this offense. They've got guys in the perimeter that can change the game in one single play, and you saw it right there. Too much speed on the perimeter to create that explosive play.
Throws for the tight end. And that incomplete pass caused by the big hit on first down. Second down coming.
I think for the quarterback, he's going to have to be so good with his eyes in this game. You're going up against one of the best defenses in the country. You've got to look guys off, especially when you're trying to throw to your primary target like he was on that last one.
Wants to throw again. And that's going to fall to the ground incomplete. That was a physical matchup there. Third down coming.
Well, nice job by the defense here in back-to-back plays. 2 straight incompletions, you've given up some yards, and the opponent's in field goal range. This is a place a lot of D coordinators like to send the blitz, because if you sack the quarterback and create a negative play, you knock them out of field goal range.
The short hands, it's Mahoney. He'll be stopped short of the line to gain. Needed about 3 more on that one. They're in field goal range here on fourth down, but they're going to keep this offense on the field. Caught near the sticks. It's Vincent. And he cruises his way to the house. Touchdown, Nittany Lions. When that receiver got free, it was all over.
And it's so nice to have a receiver like this as a quarterback, because you had my stats. like those long touchdown passes where I just threw it really short, and he did the rest of the work.
That ball scoots through the back of the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. Okay, here comes the Ohio State offense onto the field. Now we'll get a chance to see if they can answer that last score, trailing by 14, Jesse.
Yeah, and at this point of the game, I feel like offensively, you should go back to what's been working for you in this game. Don't be afraid to dial up plays that you've already had success with, running it and throwing it. It's okay to repeat plays down 14 at this point.
And I would also say, Palmer, kind of understanding that my defense is not playing great, so I know offensively I got to put some good possessions together here, make something happen on this side of the football.
And the defense forced that incompletion with the deflection.
I understand the quarterback wants to get this dominant wide receiver the ball as often as possible, but I wouldn't try to get it to him in double coverage. I think you have to let the defense's coverage dictate who gets the ball. There was somebody else open on that play.
After the misfire, it's second down. Looking to fire. Throws to the back. Catch in the middle. It's Rossi. They get it out to the 36 and on the move after a pickup of 15.
And I don't know if this defense knows what just hit them because they gave up the completion, they gave up a first down, and now here's the offense back up at the line of scrimmage again, going tempo.
Leaves it with the running back. We'll give him a couple on that one. 2nd and 8 coming up.
And the defense doing a great job committing to the run. When you commit to the run like this, obviously you can give up some plays in the passing game, but you got to stop the run first.
After picking up a couple at 2nd and 8. Wants to go up top. Starting to feel a little pressure. And this one's not working. He'll just throw it away.
The offense just has not been able to find a way to get their rhythm going here in the first half. We just haven't seen it in the passing game. That was a really good example of it again. If they're going to score more points in the second half, they've got to make some adjustments here at halftime.
Third and long, and he'll try to throw for it. Got away from trouble and got rid of it. Another incompletion on 3rd down.
Oof, you got to be careful if you're the quarterback there. 3rd down, you see a lot of exotic coverages by the defense. That time they played zone, and he tried to force that football into a real tiny window. He's lucky that one wasn't picked off.
Good job by the coverage unit to stop the return man. Penn State sends the offense back onto the field. They've had a really productive first half so far, and they'll try to add to it here. They'll start this drive with a pass. Fires left. A strike downfield. And he was off to the races, and he gets it to the 45.
Man, this offense is so dangerous, Reese. They've got dudes all over the field that can make plays. There's a big gainer in the pass game.
You get a chunk of yards like that, now the defense is really on its heels. Offense threatening at the 45-yard line on 1st and 10. Looking to throw on 1st down. Quarterback now on the run, still looking. Now he's going to send this one deep to the right. Had it in his hands, and he dropped it. Thought he had another big play, an interception. He'll have to settle for the PBU. It's 2nd down. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. They'll run play action. Pocket breaking down. Firing to the right, complete. He's close to the first down, but they're going to mark him just a little short.
Plays are going to break down, but that never seems to affect this quarterback. He's so athletic and so fast. He's able to avoid the pass rush, get himself on the perimeter, and now he's just using his God-given ability and his arm talent to make big-time throws.
Looking to move the chains. They throw it complete to the left. He's all the way down to the 27-yard line, and they are threatening. These two guys, just on the same wavelength, they make clutch connections all the time.
And that's practice, man. That's all summer. That's all spring. Just so many hundreds and thousands of balls where you know exactly when that guy's going to break. You know he's a stud. You're going to feed him, especially on these third down situations.
The Nittany Lions come to the line. This situation, you might see a shot play. Leaves it with the back. Stopped at the 13-yard line as they try to turn this into points. The Nittany Lions are in the hurry-up. Down to 2 minutes before the half, and they'll take the timeout and see if they can add a little more before the break. The Nittany Lions with the 1st and 10. Quarterback making adjustments. To the air on 1st down. Pressure all over the quarterback, and down he goes at the 24. And the Nittany Lions now with a long way to go to pick up the 1st down. Back to pass on 2nd down. Blasted as he lets it go. Snagged on the outside, it's Thomas.
Well, this defense is going to mix up their looks against this quarterback, playing some zone. That time it was man coverage, but they also brought the blitz. So they're just trying to keep this quarterback on his toes.
The terrain gets rough this deep in the red zone. 3rd down, they can't pick up the 1st without... And the quarterback caught up to and sacked at the 12.
This defense needed something to happen to create some momentum back to their side. They've built a deficit. QB's been very comfortable making plays. Exactly what you needed. Put some doubt in his head. Get to him. Hit him. Get physical. They get the sack on this play, and that's just what they need.
And it's right down the boulevard. And they'll push that lead out a little further.
Man, so many more times we're going to say, go for it, be aggressive. Nice to have a guy you can depend on, and you know you're putting 3 on the board. Nice kick, nice job.
He's brought down at the 16. Would have been much better off to take the touchback. Plenty of time left in the half here as they take over, but they will want to be efficient here in the final 2 minutes. Snap it to the back. Fights off a defender. That may not look like a huge run, but they'll take it as it gets them up to the 24. The Buckeyes with a 2nd and short to keep this drive moving. The give from the gun. Good call, good execution as they move the chains, and they have a 1st down at the 38.
Well, he was able to gash him on that play. You just give this guy 1 inch, one little crease. He puts his foot in the ground, and he gets north fast.
It's 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. Wants to go up top on 1st down. And this will be incomplete. A big hit there forces 2nd down.
Not many receivers like to get hit. They just don't, okay? They're prima donnas. That's what they are. That's who they are. Nice job by the defender. You could tell he was catching the football.
He lets one fly deep. Intercepted. A first-half turnover can swing momentum. Going the other way, and he's got room. They finally make the stop, and not only the huge turnover, but the big return has them set up in business.
Well, that's a huge moment here in the game at the end of the first half because the offense is trying to march down the field. They're trying to cut into the opponent's lead. But with that interception and with that return, the defense now, they've put their team in an opportunity to pad their lead with more points here at the end of the first half.
You'll take 4 yards on first down every time, 2nd and 6.
Well, and on these little push passes, timing is so important. You're trying to snap it right as he's getting a full head of steam. When he gets the ball, he's hitting the outside, and David, it puts the defense in such a difficult spot.
You immediately have to be rotating when you see that motion, so everybody's got to communicate and kind of bump over. That's why offenses love to run it. It makes the defense communicate and see if you can just get him out of the spot.
The offense calls a timeout to stop the clock.
You know, QBs want to make those big plays. They want to put up the big stats. But when nothing's there, sometimes you just tuck the ball, get a minimal gain. I like the slide, by the way, too. Get down and don't take a big hit.
Might be calling a hot route. Wants to throw on first down. And the physical play there forces the incompletion on first down.
Well, the offense has had their way all game long up to this point. Finally, the defense is able to make a play. And I'll tell you, after that hit, that receiver, he's going to be thinking twice about running that route again.
They'll spread the defense out, going 5 wide on 2nd and 10. They'll throw again after the incompletion. Fires deep toward the end zone. Touchdown, Penn State! Snagged in the end zone to give them 6. They are seizing control and taking away hope as they push out the lead in this Week 8 showdown.
And it's so underrated. The relationship between a QB and a wide receiver, the timing, the ability to know where he's going to be and be accurate with the football, that's what leads to nice touchdowns, Jesse.
Well, the chemistry between these two guys has to be great when you're throwing in the end zone because coverage is going to be tight. The throw might not be perfect, but this is something these two guys have been repping in practice over and over and over, and it's paying dividends now in game.
So let's see how they play it in this final 30 seconds of the first half. To the ground with the back. And it looks as if he'll pick up maybe a couple. Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half. Back to throw, and they've got to be aware of the clock. Pass is incomplete, and half comes to a close on that play. We played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update. The Buckeyes will try to kick this one deep to get things underway in the second half. He'll bring it out. It's Benson. I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. The Nittany Lions going back to work on offense now. Not sure they had to make many adjustments at halftime as they try to build on this lead here in the third. Got enough for the first, and he's still going. Makes the stop at the 30, but a big 15-yard pickup gets him out of trouble.
In halftime in this locker room, there was a lot of positive things to talk about. You got the lead, but you know what else will be positive, Palmer? Get the running game going early in this second half.
You're absolutely right here, and I think this coaching staff is going to try to put this game on the offensive line a little bit. Let these guys take this thing over, be physical, and push this defense around.
And the pressure was too much. They get him at the 15. Not sure exactly what led to that, whether the protection wasn't right or the quarterback just didn't see it, but the result was a negative play and a sack.
But one thing I do know is that quarterback had no chance to get that ball downfield. That pocket was breaking down, and it was breaking down quickly. There were just too many bodies in that backfield for the QB to make anything happen.
And it'll be incomplete. This defense is physical in pass deep.
Yeah, and you just wonder if the defense now is taking out some frustration. Obviously, they've been getting lit up all over the place. And that time, They finally gave it back to the offense there. Really nice, big, clean hit. This defense needs a little bit more of that as the game goes on.
This defense has kept them backed up. Now one more stop, and they can get off the field on 3rd and long. Looking to throw, and he needs a bunch. And he'll be knocked down at the 2-yard line.
That's the way you answer your halftime speech. You gave up a lot of points in that first half. What did the defense do? The first possession, you set the tone in the second half. Get the big stop, get the big sack. Really nice.
He's going to get stopped, trapped, and it'll be a safety.
Well, the defense could smell blood in the water in that situation, and a great job pursuing, getting to the football, showing you all of that athleticism they have, and they come away with the safety.
He's got it. Here comes the Ohio State offense onto the field. Wide receiver comes in motion. Movement on the offense, and they'll lose 5 yards on the penalty. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. He's looking to throw. Under fire. Just tried to drop a little floater in there, and it's incomplete.
And you didn't have a lot of panic in the first half, but man, you're starting to get now in the second half, and this offense just has really, really struggled, underperformed. You know you're a better team, but this offense hasn't shown it. This team hasn't shown it. It's the third quarter. They got to get it going now.
Missed receiver there. It's incomplete.
Well, another incompletion, and you can see the frustration building, but you got to give the defense credit. They came into this one knowing no one was giving them a shot because of their record, because of what their stats are on paper, but they're playing better football. They're playing with better effort, and right now they're making the most plays.
Throws to the wideout. Another incompletion on 3rd down.
You can sense the frustration building on the field and on the sideline for this team because on paper, they're the better team. From a player standpoint, from a record standpoint, things just not going their way in this game, and someone's going to have to step up and make a play to turn this thing around.
Can you believe this? The offense is going for it on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. He wants to go deep. And it's picked off for the 3rd time today. Looking for more room. He'll be stopped, but not before getting the football and picking up big yardage on the return. What a play there. Penn State sends the offense back onto the field. They didn't get much done the last time they had it. Had to punt it away from deep in their own territory, hoping this drive will be more productive. And the defense makes the stop after a minimal gain.
And I think this has probably been the most surprising thing of this game so far. This guy's one of the best running backs in the entire country. They just can't get him going. He's never been able to get into a rhythm. You got to give the defense so much credit because they have been able to shut this guy down, and they got to keep that up here in the second half.
2nd down, they'll go to the air. Takes a hit as he fires. Got his man downfield. Defense needs to regroup as he gets it down to the 26.
Well, how about the offense setting that play up? We've seen earlier in the game a couple shorter throws. They're just trying to suck those safeties closer to the line of scrimmage, anticipating that they would get an opportunity to take a shot. They called the perfect play at the perfect time right there.
This offense always looking for those big, explosive plays, and now they've got it just inside the 30. Quarterback adjusting the pattern. Looking downfield on 1st down. He let the thing fly quickly, but he couldn't make the connection.
and you must do that against a guy of this caliber. This kind of QB will absolutely pick you apart. You got to get hurries, you got to get pressures, and when you can get hits and make him feel the physicality of the game, maybe you can take that guy and knock him down a few notches.
What will they dial up on 2nd and a long way to go? Back to pass. This time he's got it.
You hate giving up that play if you're the DB on this one because you're playing man coverage, you're trying to defend a slant route, you've taken the inside away. That's where your leverage is. You'll allow anything to happen to the outside. You're trying to funnel the receiver to the boundary. You just cannot let the receiver beat you to the inside.
And they're going to try to convert on 4th down. 1 for 2 so far today. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. And it's batted away, and the 4th down play doesn't convert. They'll give up the football.
Man, that is just a great job on defense there on 4th down, making a play on the ball in the air. Everybody had their eyes on the quarterback, but having great timing, swatting the ball away, and doing it cleanly. No PI. And as a result, that defense has earned a rest. They're coming off the field.
Got it across the 20 and out to the 23. A pickup of 4.
And I kind of like how the running back didn't mess around. Like, just get downhill when you see an opening. A lot of times they close so fast, man. Be decisive, stick your foot in the ground, pick up 3 to 4, and we are not going to complain.
After the productive 1st down play, it's 2nd and 6. Off the play fake. Looking for a deep man. And it is another interception. Just a terrible struggle for this quarterback. And he's wrapped up after a solid return on the pick.
Coming out of the tunnel in the 3rd quarter, this quarterback now is really struggling with his decision-making. 2 picks here in the 3rd quarter. This looks like Jekyll and Hyde from what we saw in the 1st half.
Well, and the bad thing is they're going to be in passing situations. They're coming from behind. They're going to need him to play better. Like, he's going to have to read the field better and make some plays if they want to get back in this football game.
Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender.
That's a really good job by the defense, wrapping them up, getting them on the ground, take away that run game, make them one-dimensional, put them in passing situations. Really good job by the defense.
Going to swing it on 2nd down. On the run, still looking. Picked it off, and this defense really needed something to go right. He goes down after the short return, but what a play to get the football back.
And it's just a bad decision by the quarterback. I get that he's outside the pocket and the play's breaking down, but you can't force it into your top receiver. If he's not open, you got to throw it away, and the defense took advantage with the interception.
Looking to throw on 1st down. Pass rush coming after the quarterback, and they get him at the 32.
Man, a lot of coaches talk about starting the... positive and a first play that can get you going. The QB just kept backing up and going backwards, and that is not the start to the drive they were looking for.
And the Buckeyes with a long way to go after the loss on the last play. 2nd down, he'll throw it. Oh, they're after him. Not much of a chance there. He just had to get rid of it to avoid the sack.
It's a smart decision by the quarterback, but it's a frustrating one also because you're trailing in this game and you know you've got to hit some of these throws to get back in it. But the defense is doing such a good job in coverage. Nobody's open, so you've got to throw that one away. Smart decision, but it's a tough decision to make.
And this offense just has to find a way to convert this 3rd down or else they are really in trouble. He's looking downfield to throw. Going for it all. Can't make the connection on third down thanks to that tough, hard-nosed pass defense, and now it's fourth down.
This is a point where you just got to be able to focus. The critical down and distances in this game, like that third down right there. When it's a good throw, you got to make the catch. You got to be able to make that play.
On fourth down, they'll pass for it. Looking down the middle. Trying to pick up the first out of the backfield. A huge play, and they get it all the way to the 45-yard line.
Well, there's the advantage of having versatility at the running back position. On fourth down, everybody in the stadium is expecting if you throw it, it's probably going to a receiver at tight end. But because of his ability to catch the football, he makes a huge play for this offense and keeps the drive alive.
Good execution. They move the sticks, and they've got it at the 33.
Offenses love the explosive plays through the air, pushing the ball down the field. And look at this. Sometimes it creates some momentum, and you want to capitalize. So you go get on the ball and get ready to run some no-huddle.
Oh, he's going to take a shot at the DB. Wide out trying to get it in. Down to the 3-yard line, and that's where they'll have it first and goal. DB's locked up tight on the receivers. Someone not clear on the snap count. It'll be a false start, and they'll move it back. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. The Buckeyes line it up with a first and goal. Direct snap. Relentless, tough running gets it down to the 4. See if they can get it done on second and goal. Tries again to get it in. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Buckeyes! Sometimes we ask coaches about halftime adjustments, and they go blah, 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 blah. And then sometimes they make some good ones.
Sometimes that blah, 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 blah actually works, but it's working now. But it might be too little too late, but at least you got the party started.
He's got it in the end zone for the 2 as they trim more off of that lead.
Gotta love the execution. Not easy to throw down here, but the quarterback made a good read, accurate throw, and they come away with 2 points.
And here he comes out of the end zone. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. We'll see what they can do on this drive that starts at the 16-yard line. From the gun, the running back tries to hit the hole. They knock him down, but not before he gets it out to the 21-yard line. Pick up a 4.
And these RPOs always put the defense in a bind. But listen, you give up the run, they get a short little gain, no harm, no foul.
Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. Looking to fire. Grab near the marker is Mahoney. There he goes. And he'll be forced out of bounds, but not before yet another big play in this passing attack.
The defense has got to be able to make a play at some point here in the second half. You're down 2 possessions. You need to steal a possession badly. You need to have a takeaway. The coverage is going to have to be way tighter than on that last throw. Otherwise, this offense is just going to go up and down the field.
Here's the heat. And the heat was all over him, and that's the way the third quarter will wrap up with a big sack. We've reached a break, and Penn State is on top. And as we switch ends of the field, let's take a quick look at the national rankings. When you're dealing with a deficit like this, it's all about somebody stepping up to make a play, and you might as well start here in the fourth quarter. It'll be 2nd down as we open the final stanza. Wants to adjust the pattern. Wants to fire on second down. He rifles one deep down the middle. And it's caught inside the 30. Touchdown, Nittany Lions! He got a step and just dusted the field. They add on another one, and they're about to push their record to 5-1. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Guys, every game in CUSA so very critical. How about this one today? Middle Tennessee is ahead in this one. This team plays a fun brand of football there in Murfreesboro, but they're a long way from closing this out. They're up by just 2 over Ole Miss. Implications galore inside CUSA, and we'll circle back should anything big happen.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. The Buckeyes roll that offense back out there. A very disappointing performance for the #1 team in the country. There will be a new team atop the rankings when they come out next. Nice gain on that play, but a little bit short of the first down.
Here's the deal. You're down 3 possessions. You know, it doesn't feel likely they're going to come back and win, but we've seen crazier stuff happen in college football. It all starts with a big completion on a 2-minute drive. They'll get the momentum started in your direction.
This has been a frustrating day. I mean, they haven't moved the ball consistently, and now you get a play, but they haven't put 2 and 3 and 4 plays together, and that's why they're trailing in this football game. So maybe they can find some kind of a rhythm.
He'll take the deep shot. That ball is intercepted at the goal line.
And that's got to feel good.
With tears of